Okay, let's see how much you remember from yesterday's introduction to our new book, Omnivore's Dilemma. First of all, what kind of text is this book? What genre does it fall into? Yes, if you chose informational nonfiction, you are absolutely right. This is an informational text, and based on the title, Omnivore's Dilemma, the secrets behind what you eat, and the picture, you should have been able to understand. And we also discussed yesterday that it's a book talking about the foods that we eat. Moving on. Yesterday, our objective was I can explain what it means to be an informed consumer. So we talked a little bit about the two words separately, informed and consumer. Remember, I gave you the example of Jordans. Most of the time, you know when they're coming out, you know the release date, you know the cost, you know what stores will have them, you know how to get the raffle tickets. But when I started asking the questions about where they're manufactured, how much does it cost to manufacture them, how are they shipped, where are they shipped from, how long does it take to get them to the stores. Most of you didn't have the answers to those types of questions. So when I say an informed consumer, that should give you some ideas of what it means to be an informed consumer, to basically have all of the facts. First question from yesterday's reading. Why did Paulin share the story about the potatoes and driving down Interstate 5 in California? Please select your answer now. Basically, Paulin shared these two stories because these are the stories that inspired him to basically write this book, Omnivore's Dilemma. The story with the potatoes, he was really shocked as to how the potatoes were actually grown and how much pesticide was sprayed and different chemicals were sprayed onto the potatoes. And when he was driving down Interstate 5, he smelled something really, really foul, and he realized that it was a feedlot. He saw the cattle, and he saw one mountain of corn, and he saw another mountain of manure, which is basically cow dunk. And the cows basically eat the corn and they poop it out. And that's the smell that he was smelling. And all of these different experiences inspired him to write the book. The next question. What is the omnivore's dilemma? You can use your text in order to answer this question. According to the text, and hopefully you selected the correct answer, according to the text, the omnivore's dilemma is based on Pollin's definition. It is, sorry, omnivore basically means human beings who eat meat and plants and mushrooms and just about anything. And the dilemma part comes in because we are omnivores. We have very little built-in instinct that tells us which foods are good for us and which aren't. So that's basically the dilemma. What should we eat or what shouldn't we eat? We can eat anything, but how do we know what to eat? Um, we really rely on what everyone else is eating. We rely on the things that we see on TV. We rely on others to give us recommendations of what to eat or what restaurants to go to. But we still are kind of like misinformed consumers because we're not truly finding out where our food is coming from. And that's what this book is basically all about. Question number 3. It says, Pollen did all of the following to make this text understandable, except which one of the things on this list did he not do? Select your answer now. So the one that he did not do, of course, it was a really silly answer. He didn't provide any recipes. He did provide personal experiences. He did provide the structure in which he's going to present the information. He broke it down into what he calls the 4 meals, which are industrial organic, local sustainable, and hunter gatherer. He also basically told you why he's writing the book and his purpose for writing the book. And we'll get to that question next. What is the purpose of the section entitled For Meals? The formula section, I hope you chose the correct answer, is basically breaking down how food is grown, how it's made, how it's delivered, and he breaks it down into four basic food chains. Industrial being where most of our food comes from today. And this chain, he says, usually starts in the Midwest with a single crop, um, which is corn. And you'll see in the next chapter that you'll really be surprised how much corn plays a role in all of the foods that we eat. Industrial organic is the food that is grown on a large industrial farm, and but it's only with natural fertilizers. So it's, I guess, the food that's kind of best for you. Local sustainable is food that's grown on small farms and they come very short distances to a local grocery stores, and they usually cost a little bit more because it's on a small farm. I'm assuming, but I'm going to find out a lot of information as I read this book. Hunter gatherer is the oldest type of food chain, and this is where we actually go out and we hunt and we grow our food and we find the food that we consume. Question number 5. What does Pollen say is the reason that he's writing this book? The very last page of the introduction, he basically says that he wants people to, he said to me, the point of this book is to help you rediscover the pleasures of food and learn to enjoy your meals in a new way. Not just to sit down and order what you think would taste best in that moment. I think he's trying to get you to really understand that this food that you're about to consume or that has been prepared for you has gone through a lot of different processes. And so he wants you to start being more conscious, I think, of the foods that you consume. And the last question. What does it mean to be an informed consumer? Please make sure you are very detailed in your answer, and you also kind of need to tie it to what you've learned so far about our novel, our book, Omnivore's Dilemma. Today you will be reading chapter 1 in class and chapter 2 for homework. Please make sure you annotate carefully and answer the questions that go with the text. Enjoy!